Hey everyone, this is Rory and welcome back to my series, The Farang Diaries, where I'm making every recipe from the PokPok cookbook. Today we have Plaa, Phao, Kleua on the menu, a grilled salt-crusted fish with chili dipping sauce. This is a real two-parter, the fish and the sauce, and holy shit, this chili sauce is actually just amazing. You can eat it with like any grilled food. So let's get started on the Naam seafood, or our spicy tart dipping sauce for the seafood. This Thai dipping sauce is great with basically anything grilled, and it'll keep in the fridge for a couple days. So for the ingredients, you're going to need 21 grams of fresh green Thai chilies, 7 grams of cilantro root. I couldn't find this, so I just used the cilantro stems, half a teaspoon of kosher salt, 21 grams peeled garlic, halved lengthwise, 6 tablespoons key lime juice, 1/4 cup Thai fish sauce, 1 pinch tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of coarsely chopped cilantro. To make the paste, we need to start by blackening our chilies. So get a pan or a grill hot, and we want to cook these until they blister, about 4 to 5 minutes aside. When they have been cooked, use your fingers or a small knife to get most of the skin off. Not all, but most. Next up, combine the cilantro root, if you have it, with the salt and smash it into a fairly smooth paste. Pound the garlic until it is incorporated. Pound the chilies until they are incorporated. You want a smooth paste with visible seeds. Scrape this into a bowl and add the lime juice, fish sauce, and sugar. Stir well and let this sit for about an hour before you serve it. It will taste much better when you let it sit. And right before you serve, add in your last little bit of chopped cilantro. So before talking about the fish, I did just want to say this sauce here, it's a little watery, but the texture is actually quite fine. It's just kind of squishy, I suppose, with the cilantro root, or in my case, the cilantro stem and all the garlic. But what's actually most interesting is how much lime juice there is compared to like the fish sauce, and with the super spicy Thai chilies, like it's actually just a really kind of umami and sour and sweet sauce. It's kind of a cure-all when it comes to hot sauce stuff. And there's like no vinegar in it or anything. It's really quite unique and just kind of goes with any kind of meat. It's delicious, and I recommend you make it. Alrighty, so to make this Thai-styled salt fish is a little different than the standard Western version. We'll be using a lot less salt and cooking the fish on the barbecue. It's actually pretty simple, so let's get into the ingredients. You'll need 2 whole tilapia, or porgy or red snapper, scaled, gutted, and cleaned. You'll need 2 stalks of lemongrass, pounded slightly, 2 cups of kosher salt, and 1 egg white that's been beaten. Start with drying the fish with a towel. Then you're going to want to whack the thick part of your lemongrass with a pestle or a pan several times to bruise it. This will release some of its oils and its 5G connection. Insert the stalk through the fish's belly and out its mouth. Make sure to tuck the thick end into the belly. Now spread the salt out on a pan, and using a brush, coat the fish on one side with the egg white from tail to mouth and put that side down on the salt. Gently push the fish down to get it fully coated in the salt, and repeat this on the other side. Use your hands to adjust the salt and add more to bare patches to where you can just see the scales underneath. Less than a Western style salted fish. From here, you should probably cook the fish, but in the book it says you can let it rest for 30 minutes in the fridge. But when I did that, all the salt drew out more moisture and kind of fell off the fish. So I'd probably recommend just trying to cook it right away. Get your coals up to pretty hot, and I put my fish into a metal wire, and then I cooked it over the hot coals, at least 6 minutes aside, or until you get a dark brown and golden patches, kind of like this. This is what mine looked like when I finished cooking it on the barbecue. It's got the nice dark brown and black spots, and it needs to come up to an internal of about 125 degrees. When finished cooking, I let mine sit for about 10 minutes before cutting an L shape, starting from the tail up to and across the gills. Then carefully peel back the skin. Make sure not to eat the salt crust and remove all the bones before you serve this fish. Well, now that we've come to the end, I'm just going to kind of talk about it off script, and basically this recipe isn't actually very difficult to make. The biggest thing with the salt fish is barbecuing it and making sure that you don't overcook it or undercook it really. But I didn't find that to be too big of a problem. I thought it was pretty lenient as far as, different cuts of meat go, or fish. And it was absolutely delicious. I mean, taking out all the meat and removing all the bones is a little annoying, but it's really not a big issue. In the recipe book, they do call to eat it with like kind of a lettuce wrap or lettuce boat with some of the sauce and cucumbers and stuff, which we did do. I forgot to get footage of, and it was absolutely delicious. This sauce with the fish was just like a killer combo. The sauce is so like potent, and the meat on the fish ended up being super juicy. It wasn't dry at all, and it was just a really delicious meal. I highly recommend you make it at home. And thank you so much for watching.